Hi, it's David from Life with Parkinsons. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing and also check out our website at lifewithparkinsons.ca for more information about our channel and our sponsors. For everyone else, thank you for keeping up with all of our videos and coming back to watch another episode. You are so valued. And also, just so you know, down in the description below, I've accessed a lot of resources online, some videos, some articles, some research studies, and those are all in the description below if you would like to check them out. There's a couple of really good ones, so I recommend having a look. Now, I just want to put everyone's minds at ease before we get going. I know this is a boxing episode, but nobody was hurt in the making of this episode. It is all about boxing training, no contact at all. This episode is really interesting for a couple of reasons, and we're going to get into those in a little bit. But what I just wanted to talk about was the delicate balance of levodopa, carbidopa in our brain. Sometimes I feel so good that I want to reduce my medication a little bit. And I have, since I've started doing all these things together, like with the gloves, the red light therapy, the good diet, targeted exercise, like everything I'm doing, I've been able to reduce my medication just slightly during the day. But the last couple of weeks, my medication symptoms are getting really extreme. Like I'm getting nausea, or like, in the beginning when you started taking the L-Dopa, I don't know, the nausea was really bad for me. But I'm getting bouts of nausea during the day. And I can also feel my brain, it's like, oh my gosh, that is too much medication. And then I'm getting dyskinesia. Like the dyskinesia was so bad the other day, I almost lost my balance at the grocery store and fell. So I'm like, okay. Last night I'm like, okay, I got to reduce my medication again, just ever so slightly. And I did it this morning, and it just backfired badly. Like I got stuck in the bathroom. I had to call Haley to bring me a chair. And then the off symptoms were getting so bad, I couldn't get off the chair onto the ground. And finally I did. I laid there for 25 minutes until everything stabilized again. And here I am filming and editing on a Friday when the video is supposed to come out Saturday. Oh, it's just that delicate balance. Like missing my pills or skipping a dose, I got to be so careful. So I'm going to go back to my regular dose tomorrow. I just wanted to bring it up just as a small point here, because since I've been doing the boxing, my medication symptoms are getting pretty high. So I do need to reduce. I just need to reduce a little bit less than I did today. So on with the episode. Exercise as a way to ease Parkinson's disease symptoms has always been something drilled into me since the beginning. It was like exercise. It doesn't matter, any kind of exercise. And I was good with that. Like I'd be out walking, doing stretching, and I do all those things still. But it's just the longer I've been in Parkinson's, like the longer I've had the disease and the symptoms and the problems, it's like I don't really feel like the last little while, like I've been getting the same benefit from walking. So that was one of the reasons I decided to research like boxing, dance, and ping pong. And I found the boxing really good, especially the speed bag. It's been about 6 weeks since I started the boxing, and I've been virtually doing it every day. I've missed a day here and there, but not very many over the 6 weeks. So we're just going to look at that first before we move on to other stuff. Well, the first thing is I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just running around and hitting the heavy bag. Like I have no coaching going on, so I'm just basically making it up from stuff I can put together on YouTube, which is fine. I'm probably not doing that bad. Honestly, I'm just hitting the heavy bag and the speed bag, hoping for the best. And it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. Like I've found that it's a lot of fun. It's not very draining. And I noticed an effect for the next 6 to 8 hours. Like my off times are decreased. I feel really good. I'm energetic. I'm doing stuff at times during the day, usually when I'm off, which is really strange. Like usually I go off at 4 p.m., but I'm not really going off at 4 anymore. So the boxing has been really good. What do the experts say on this situation? Now, I talked about in the beginning that there are a couple of really interesting things about the boxing in general and Parkinson's disease. The first one I discovered, which really surprised me, is there is not a lot of clinical evidence supporting boxing as an intervention for Parkinson's disease. Like, the popularity has really grown and has basically gone worldwide, but the amount of clinical data is like way down here. So we've got boxing popularity, and then we've got clinical data, and they don't even match up. Like, the number of studies out there are very small, and yeah, people are endorsing it. You've got the Rock Steady Boxing and all sorts of boxing clubs sprouting up. And the benefit of the boxing is that it's really inexpensive to get into. Like, the total value of everything I bought was like $260, including tax and shipping. So compared to other therapies and interventions, it's not very expensive to get into. And you don't need a lot of space. Like, I know I've got this set up in my garage, but man, I could put this stuff in my bedroom or in the living room. No, Haley would kill me. But it wouldn't take up a lot of space. It's a very accessible sport, and I feel myself, yes, it's definitely helping me. But it's just interesting that the clinical data is really lagging behind. And you'll see that if you check the references in the description below. But the great thing about the boxing is that it's a full body workout. It covers cardio, reactions, strength training, balance issues. Like, all those are addressed in boxing training. And those are all problems for people with Parkinson's. And I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that boxing was considered a full body workout until I started doing the research this week, because I was like, okay, am I taking care of other parts of my body? And yeah, I was worried about that, and apparently I'm not neglecting anything. Another benefit that it has is it really improves hand-eye coordination. Okay, is boxing training for everyone? Now, this is an interesting part as well. These are things I've just never really thought about very much. This is something, if you're not sure, you need to talk to a healthcare professional or your doctor, because the researchers are finding with activities like high intensity interval training or high intensity training or boxing training, they're finding that there's an attrition rate for people. People might come in with more advanced symptoms and they can't maintain the boxing training program for a long period of time. Strains and sprains and falls may occur. For someone who's relying on that program as part of their intervention for Parkinson's, if they get knocked out of their program, which is something I'm concerned about as well, could backfire quite quickly. And that's what the researchers are finding. For older people or people with advanced symptoms who take up these training programs, the attrition rate is a big problem. And they're saying that's why they need the clinical data to come up quite a bit, just because of the rapid rise in popularity and accessibility. These things aren't really lining up as well as they should be. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're finding. If you've taken up the boxing training, leave a comment below or leave a question below. I would really appreciate that, because I'd like to know what you guys think. It's easy for me to just sit here and go, I'm doing this and this and this and this and this, and you guys need to do it too. No, that is not true. You need to do your own bit of research and find out if something's right for you. Don't just blindly follow me into an activity because you see me doing it. That's not the best thing for you. And, I care about you guys and I want the best for you. I just want you to know about different information that's out there, because a lot of these therapies and things that I look into aren't that well known. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's continue to take this journey together. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Goodbye.